MULATSCHAG.
What's up, family? This is Sonny from the band P.O.D, and you are watching MULATSCHAG, the only TV you need.
MULATSCHAG!
The three most important things you have to bring on tour or on the road when you're over 50 rocker. So, what are they?
If I'm over, since I'm over 50, well, for me, I always bring like my cough drops and my, like my special honeys and stuff like that. And then the last tour I had to bring, you ever seen those massage guns? Like I'm an athlete or something, And then the third thing, how about a nice pillow?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And you are deeply rooted in Southtown, San Diego, and the city honored you there as well. How has the city changed over the last 30 years?
I mean, I think the secret's out that San Diego is the best city in all the world, so everybody's moving there. And so now there's too many people there. No, it's the same most, obviously, population has grown, but it's the same beautiful city it's always been. You have the beach in the morning, you have the mountains at night, whatever you want to do. Yeah. It's a good place to visit, but you don't want to live there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on your track, Afraid to Die, you've collaborated with Tatiana from Jinjer. How was the collaboration, and especially talking about war is somehow with her not an option? Yeah.
I mean, it was never a thought. I mean, the song was written, it was more like a unified statement, just saying, I mean, obviously the title is We're Not Afraid to Die, but the meaning is we're not afraid to live. It's just trying to give purpose, trying to make it through every single day. We knew we wanted a female vocal, and Tatiana's part of the P.O.D family, and we asked her if she would, lend her beautiful voice to the track, and she came to the studio and did it just like that. Easy, no problem, and the track was done.
That's awesome. I think this kind of collaboration are pretty good when they are like done in one day.
Yeah, we've wanted other musicians and stuff to join us, but when it just doesn't work out, it's not meant to be for that time. But with Tatiana, it was perfect. With Randy, it was perfect. Cove, same way. It just worked out real easy.
And in 2009, you started the Whosoever movement. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was just me trying to, just rediscover my faith, and purpose. And at the time, there were just a lot of musicians and guys from Metal Militia, that were experiencing their faith, and we just needed kind of like a brotherhood, sisterhood. We're not religious people. We actually hate the institution of religion, but we wanted people that we can be around and surround ourselves with like-minded people. And it was more meant for us. And then once people saw guys and girls like us, it was just more like, hey, can you tell us your story? And so it just opened up doors. It happened very naturally to go into schools, into rehabs and juvenile detentions centers just to tell our story. That's it. It's not this religious thing. It's just real people wanting to share the struggles they've been through and then the hope that they have in Jesus, And so it just kind of happened naturally. Yeah.
And can you talk a little bit about your Youth of the Nation Foundation?
Yeah, I started that probably right before COVID, and with the intentions of, getting a building and having kind of a safe haven for kids to come, and kind of like a YMCA, but not sports-based, more music and arts-based. Recording studio, music rooms, kind of like an after-school program type of spot. But then COVID happened, and that delayed it. So it's still it's a big vision and it's a big dream, but we just need the big money to make it happen. But in the meantime, we help out with all the different local schools and youth organizations in my neighborhood. And so, with whatever little money and donations and fundraisers that we get, we do as much as we can. But the big picture is to have our own building someday. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think if you can get kids in there, especially neighborhood kids that are getting into trouble and stuff, you put a guitar in their hand and try to teach them, and it just gives them, it gives them purpose. And not only is it just good for your soul, and it might lead to something great, but even just mentally, just to get away from the craziness that the neighborhood that we come from, and just be able to put your efforts into something positive.
So let's talk a little bit about the future. In 200 years, how would you imagine the music scene, especially rock and roll, will be there? Any kind of music, or is everything with AI?
It's all AI. There'll be no more people making real music, no one writing, no creating. There'll be no more art whatsoever. No passion, no love, no creativity, all just AI made up. Yeah.
Since we're talking about AI, since the porn industry is always like in the high end of the technology, are you looking forward for holographic pornos?
No. No, not at all. Negative. I thought that's what you said, and I'm like, did she say porno? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, that's a weird question. Yeah, no thanks. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Let's picture mankind in 200 years. There's no mankind anymore, and aliens discover Earth. Which 3 songs should they dig out?
Oh my gosh, you can't do that. I mean, one of my favorite albums is I would say, just as a kid in memories and getting into certain music. U2 Joshua Tree was an amazing album. Bad Brains Quickness is an amazing album. And then I would do, oh my gosh, I'm trying to, how about Bob Marley, Survivor? Yeah. Try to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. So now the last question. Would you rather have a street, the first street on the moon, or a crater on the Mars?
A street on the moon?
Or a crater on the Mars.
I gotta stick to the street on the moon. I'm a street kind of guy. I'm a neighborhood kind of guy.
And how would you call it?
The street?
Yes.
Oh, it would have to be Maitland Avenue, the same street I grew up on. Yes, yes.
MULATSCHAG!